Welcome, and this is an introduction to MCP. But stick with me on this one because what you learn here changes how you think about AI systems for good. Let me tell you why. Several months ago, if you wanted your AI assistant to read files, to check emails or to talk to your company's database, you had to write a custom integration for every single one of those things. Your connector for Slack, then you do another connector for GitHub, then you write another connector for your internal CRM like HubSpot. Now imagine you're building for 10 different AI applications and each one needs to talk to 100 different tools. That's not 10 integrations or even 100, that's potentially 1,000, different integrations. So engineers at Anthropic actually had a name for this mess. They called it the N times M problem. N tools, M applications, and a nightmare of custom glue, holding custom code, holding all these things together. So in the November of 2024, Anthropic released something to fix that. They called it the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. And what I mean by fix that is instead of 1,000 custom connectors, you build one standard interface. Your tool speaks MCP just once, and it becomes accessible to any AI system that also speaks MCP. People have started calling it the USB-C for AI. Before USB-C, for those of you tracking, every device needed its own cable, different Nokia, Samsung, Apple. Now one port fits everything. That's exactly the role MCP plays for AI systems and the tools they need to use. Now here's the part that should really grab your attention. As an engineer, this wasn't just a nice idea that stayed inside Anthropic. Within about 4 months, in March 2025, OpenAI also officially adopted MCP across ChatGPT and its agents SDK. A month later, Google DeepMind confirmed their Gemini model will support it too. Microsoft brought it into Windows 11 and Copilot as well. And by December of 2025, something happened that almost never happened in the industry. Anthropic actually donated MCP to the Linux Foundation, creating something called Agentic AI Foundation. With OpenAI, Block, Google, Microsoft, AWS, and Bloomberg all standing behind it as members. Think about that for a second. These are companies that compete ferociously with one another, as I'm sure you know, at the LLM layer, and they all agree to cooperate on this one layer and this tooling layer. That almost never happens in the industry, and to me that is the clearest signal you ever get that MCP isn't a fad, it's infrastructure and it's important. And the results in the real world back that up. Take Block, the company behind Square and Cash App. They actually helped co-develop the MCP standard, and they built their own open source AI agent called Goose on top of it, connecting it to Snowflake, connecting it to GitHub, Jira, Slack, and their internal APIs. Thousands of their own employees use it every day, and the reported numbers are wild. We're talking 50 to 75% time savings on common tasks. Work that used to take days now get done in hours. Or look at Microsoft. They built a sales development agent on MCP connected to Dynamics 365, and across more than 60,000 sales leads all using it. They saw a 15% jump in leads turning into real opportunities. Or Pinterest as well. They published their own MCP architecture just this year, running specialized servers across data platforms, handling something like 66,000 tool calls a month, saving an estimated 7,000 engineering hours. So what does this all mean for you sitting here as a software engineer? It means the skills you're about to learn in this model, building MCP servers, isn't some niche academic exercise. It's the exact same skill that Fortune 500 companies are paying real engineers real money to build right now. This is tied, directly tied to our whole course mission. Remember, we're not just trying to help you use AI faster. We're trying to help you become the engineer who builds the AI native infrastructure that everybody else depends on. All right, so let's get a bit into the technical side. And don't worry, I'm going to keep this friendly and simple. At its core, MTP has two big ideas you need to keep in your head. The first is resources. Think of this as things that AI can read, like files, documents, database records. It's read-only access information. And then the second is tools. These are things that AI can actually do, like sending an email, creating a ticket, updating a database record. What I mean is this: resources are for knowledge and tools are for, you guessed right, action. There's also a third piece worth knowing about. They're called prompts. These are basically reusable instruction templates that a server can hand to AI, so the whole team doesn't end up reinventing the same wording every single time somebody wants an assistant to do a common task. So you don't need to memorize any of this right now, okay? Just follow along. I just want these words to feel familiar to you by the time we start writing actual code, instead of sounding like unfamiliar jargon on day one. Under the hood, MCP servers and clients talk to each other using something called JSON RPC. Don't let that term scare you. It's really just a simple, structured way for two programs to talk to one another, to do things and get answers back. Kind of like a very polite way, a very organized conversation. We'll go deeply into exactly how this conversation works in lesson 2. Now, let me walk you through what this module actually covers, lesson by lesson. So right after this, we'll get into JSON RPC, like I said, and how MCP environments are configured and secured. Then we go fully hands-on. We're going to build like a personal knowledge server, basically like a second brain that lets your AI assistant search your own project files, and your own notes for personal use. Now then we'll level up into business territory, okay, and build an email analyst server that can read messages, spot the ones that need follow-up, like a personal corporate assistant, and then even draft responses. After that, we'll tackle something very serious, something every engineer needs to think about, which is security. You're building permission boundaries and guardrails so that your AI systems don't go rogue and then delete something that they shouldn't. And finally, we're going to bring it together into a capstone project, a full MCP toolkit that combines every single thing you build across the module into one reusable platform. Here's why that last part matters much. The toolkit isn't just a class project you forget about. It becomes an actual tool layer that will plug into module 6. That's the next fantastic thing, which is building autonomous AI agents. So from my experience, this is exactly where a lot of engineers make the leap from I'm using AI tools to I build systems for other AI tools to run on. That's a massive difference in leverage, and I'm hoping you're making this, and it's going to add value to your career as well. By the end of this module, here's exactly what you'll be able to do. You'll be able to explain what MCP is, and why nearly the whole industry rallied around it. You'll be able to tell the difference between resources, tools, and know when to use each one. You'll build, secure, and test your own MCP servers from scratch. You'll be able to walk away with a genuine reusable toolkit, one that connects to real files, reads real emails, and real workflows, to an AI assistant safely. To be honest with you, I feel like this is one, of those modules where the light bulb really goes on. I was excited when I was drafting the curriculum. Once you build your first working MCP server and watch an AI assistant use it, something clicks. You feel like you're really like part of the game. You stop thinking of AI as just that thing you chat with and start seeing it as a system you can actually engineer. You can connect and extend to do infinite number of things. So get ready, roll up your sleeves, and let's go build something interesting. See you in the next lesson.
Thanks for watching.